Hey guys, in my Sasquatch clothes today, celebration of the two-door Sasquatch package base that we have finally got, and I'm finally getting to drive and enjoy. I had to pry it out of my wife's hands this morning for my day off, so thanks guys for watching. I know a lot of people are excited about the new Bronco. We have been waiting and waiting and waiting like everybody else has, and it is definitely worth the wait. Really love this thing. As all you know, I work for Porsche too, so I get to drive sporty cars all day, but I do love trucks and off-road vehicles and everything else as well. So I'll give you a quick honest-to-goodness review. This thing is fun, it's sporty, it handles amazing for having 35-inch tires on it. I've gone upwards of, no sweat, 85 miles an hour on the highway. Not that you consistently want to do that, but I've done it, and it's solid, and it's smooth, and we've actually got the turbo 4-cylinder in this one. I wanted to keep the vehicle a little bit light, and I know both motors are powerhouses, and this thing is plenty with the 10-speed automatic. It really is. I'm not lacking power. I think when you put it in sport mode, it does change the shifting and the dynamics of everything, and it feels a lot better in sport mode. So I find myself being in that mode more frequently. Pulling into the Grange now, our property out here in Greenback, Tennessee, and I am going to give a quick walk around since the only modification so far has just been window tint. So we're going to be adding some stuff to this thing and shooting some videos, and if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. Shout out to my good buddy Brad Miser. Go check them out. The Miser brothers have a page, or have a YouTube channel called Backroad Driver. You need to go check that out. He's got a first edition he just got, and another one on order, and just a great page to watch if you're an enthusiast of Ford stuff, Mustangs, and lifted supercharged trucks and all that. So thanks for watching. So here we are. This is a base 2021 Ford Bronco with Sasquatch. Love the base because I love the black grille, and I actually like these lights. It doesn't have the halo ring, but they're still all LED. You still have auto high beam, so the light is still great, and to me it looks more like the original. Don't get me wrong, all you guys with halo lights, I love those too. I prefer this grille. It looks a little more like the original to me. I don't mind the standard bumper. I know a lot of you guys doing modules, and if you're going off-road, I don't blame you. There's plenty of bumper options out there. We may change this down the road, so we'll see how that goes. Probably going to pull these out. These are sealed on a base, and you'll see fog lights on some of the higher trims where there's a light right here, but I think this will cut out, and there's a cutout for a light in there. Obviously, there's wiring. I did get the auxiliary switches, so there's some wiring. We'll do that in a separate video when we start putting lights on it, which we're certainly doing. Did do the racks. Did just tint it up, so so this is what it looks like with the bead lock rings off. They literally just come right off with these Allens. It's a T45 if I recall. So get yourself a nice T45. I used a ratchet to loosen them, and then I used my my air gun to get them off with a ratchet, nice and slow. They are Loctited in, so they do take just a little bit of power to get them off. No big deal though. They do come right off. As you can see, they are not completely finished around the ring. That's why they put the rings on, I guess, when they do these things. But I also have black lugs that are going to be on the way as well. So I'll do a separate video on that. Getting ready to put the steps on. This is how it looks without the steps. It's a pretty aggressive stance. I love the way it looks from the factory. Those are 35-inch tires, and those are Goodyear Territory mud terrain. So these things ride absolutely amazing for a mud tire in a 35-inch size. My only complaint is you're going to get rocks in them. It's just the nature of it, especially on a gravel driveway. So I do get a lot of ticking down the road until they fire out. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do some clear shield on the bottom here, because we are getting some kickback from those rocks. So that's going to be next. That's what it looks like with the rock ring. I'm sorry, with the rock ring, with the bead locks on. There's the racks. So the mirrors are still heated. You still have your accessories. There's still a wire system over here when you do the see accessory ready up here as well. If you pull these off, it comes with a bag with painted white caps for here as well with your Bronco, which is really cool. I love the flexible antenna. They know this thing's going to be on a trail, and pretty cool. So on a base, you do not get keyless, like hand in the handle keyless. You do get it on the remote. What surprised me was you also get remote start. It's just not on the key. It's actually in the Ford Pass app where you can go on and start the vehicle. You can see it plays you a nice little graphic. Pretty cool. So that's the standard screen, which is totally normal for me. I'm fine with it. All the buttons are like rubberized, which I think is really cool. This is lockable, and this is the material you get on the shifter here. So you're not getting leather wrap shifter, you're not getting a leather wrap steering wheel. That's probably my biggest frustration, because I'm used to having that, and I know it's a stupid thing, but I guess when you get used to a leather wrapped wheel, which it seems like 90% of the vehicles have that. So I'm probably just going to wrap it myself. I'll do a separate video on that and see if one of the ones off Amazon works, if I can get that to work correctly. I've done it before. These seats are probably my favorite. For a base seat, I mean, for just a seat in general, they're extremely comfortable. They just hit you in the right spots. A lot of adjustments. So you have this guy here. You have this one is going to be your regular, like if you're going to lift it up. And then you have the slider bar here, right here. So it allows you to slide it forward. Did do the Bronco mats, of course. These grab handles are going to be in here. You're not going to have this grab handle on a base, but you do have the VIN plate, and you do have the USB-C and a USB. I do have goat modes. I do have your lockers, front, rear. I do have trail turn assist, and I do have the that's obviously the traction control off. The only thing I'm missing that would be on the higher trims, obviously the Badlands and whatnot, are going to be the sway control disconnect. That's what's missing when you get a base. I did do the switches from the factory, which I think are amazing. They're already pre-wired. I think that's awesome. Ford did that. And there's a wire basically up here in the roof line. There's some videos on that. You take that off and you put lights right up there. There's a wire under here. There's a wire in the very back, already pre-run, and you can basically, there's a diagram in the computer, which I'll show you separately when we put the lights on, that shows you where everything goes. So this one has the hardtop, is just standard on the two doors. These guys just flick back to release. The doors, my wife already had them off. They come right off. There is a just a bolt right here, and it comes with the ratchet, and there's one right here, and then this just picks right up. And since the door is aluminum, it's very light, so it just and I say very light, it's probably about 60 pounds, so it is certainly not terrible to take off. Putting it back on, you might want to have somebody just help guide you so you don't get any scuffs in here when you're trying to get the door on, obviously. So the mirrors come right to here when the door is open, so you don't have to fuss with those. There's still power, they're still heated, and you don't have dual zone climate control on a base. That doesn't bother me at all. You do have push button start. You do have steering wheel controls. I have Android Auto, and there's also wireless CarPlay. They're both wireless, but as you can see, I do run a cord to charge it, so there's no wireless charging. So those are kind of the, you know, the auto dimming mirror. Those are kind of the things you're missing in the base model. The look to me is beautiful. You know, the fit and finish is still nice. The materials are definitely quality. I think they did a good job. The wind noise is very minimal, even with the racks on there. I mean, you know they're there, but it's not terrible at all. This is going to be your tailgate area. And there's plenty of accessories for these things. Pretty simple. You do have your jack right here, a little tiny extra storage here, and plenty of clips. A little light 12-volt plug. So it's pretty straightforward. You just pull this handle right here, and they fold like that. So actually, the storage for us, we do have 2 kids. We technically should have a 4-door, but you know what? We love the 2-door. I love the look of it. I love the shorter wheelbase. That's just us. So once we'll do a top video too, where we take the top off. You can see the bolts for that and the plug for that. Up here's your speakers. And then the factory sound system is not great. I mean, it just isn't. I mean, you get 4 small speakers in here. I don't think any Jeep or Bronco is going to have the best sound just because they're not really built for that. But you do have these seats. Those seats are back all the way. I put them back all the way so you can see how they looked with it all the way back like that. So these are halogen. Doesn't bother me at all. I think they look pretty cool. I'm probably going to tint that part out. They'd make some kits for that. We did do the keyless pad because we don't have keyless entry, so we figured that would at least give us access that way if we wanted to do that. Getting underneath it, you do have this guy. Just a composite skid. It's not a metal one, but it's there. I love the suspension on this thing. They did a great job. A lot of aluminum components, kept it light. Got 2 tow hooks. You'll see a lot of the videos with the bumpers. You've got your intercoolers in here, and there's actually louvers here too as well, on the top and on the bottom. So it controls airflow digitally, which is kind of neat. Got your eye sights. You got your, love the Broncos right here. A lot of little trinkets, even in the gas lid. You got the generations. A little dirty. It's going to happen. You do have auto headlights, do have auto high beam.